If you're watching this video, you probably feel frustrated with the ACT. Either you or your child has been battling with this test and you know how important it is for college admissions, but you are stuck below a 25 and you want to know how to quickly change it. My name is Rebecca Beard and I coach this test all the time. And in this video, we are going to go over the 4 main sections of the ACT very quickly and some very quick strategies of how to improve your score and how you should plan for studying. So first things first, you kind of have to know a little bit why your score might be under 25. There's obviously a ton of reasons out there, but the main 2 that I see all the time is going to be timing on the ACT and needing to brush up on some content knowledge. Most of the times a student's score is below 25 because there's a little bit of combination of the 2. But the good news is timing is a really easy one to fix. We have linked our timing guide that is absolutely free below in the description, so you're welcome to download and check that out. But the content is also not that challenging to fix if you're willing to put the work into it. So your first subject that you're going to take on the ACT is going to be your English. English, to give a quick improvement on score, is going to be 2 things. One, it's going to be timing, and I have battled the ACT English timing myself. I tend to take the test a little bit slower, which gets painful. And the one trick you can use to improve your ACT English score, and this sounds silly, is make sure that you are moving faster during the test and bubbling in your Scantron as you go. That has actually really affected students by not bubbling or filling out the Scantron till the end. The other thing on the ACT English that you need to know to improve your score very quickly on the content end is going to be your grammar rules. The stuff that they test is like the commas, the semicolons, dashes, fanboys, and a lot of just commas with introductory clauses. But if you learn those rules and at least start to understand them, that's about 45% of that ACT English score. So it's fixable. You just have to put a little bit of work in. And then number 2 is everybody's typical least favorite on this new ACT is going to be the math section. And first and foremost with math, you've got 1 or 2 problems. One is you are significantly running out of time because you are spending more than 1 minute per question. As you're going through those questions and it's been over a minute and you don't know what to do, you need to guess and move on. That will actually help a good bit. Another big timing thing is that students are not using the correct calculator on the test. The gold standard is the TI-84. We'll pop it up here so that you can see what it is, but it's a basic graphing calculator. And in our video that we'll link below, there is tons of already free downloaded built-in hacks that are on that calculator that is extremely helpful in the ACT. If your kid is showing up, or if you're showing up with a basic scientific calculator, or even just one that's not allowed, there's just no way that you're going to get a high score. Then reading, which is actually one of my favorite ones to improve. And I find it one of the easiest to improve. And the simplest thing that you can do, and I do it myself, is strategically not read the passages, which sounds controversial, but the reading test has 4 sections on the ACT, and actually one passage now is completely not graded. What you need to factor in is that in those 4 passages, you have 10 minutes per passage with 9 questions. That's not a lot of time to go through, read the passage, and then you have to go back and find the answers. Instead, you can kind of skim a little bit the passage very quickly and then start going to the easy questions and then move towards the harder questions to build up your reading score. And I have all this in the free guide that's linked below that I mentioned, but just try not reading. Set on a 10-minute timer and do an ACT reading passage out of your Red Book or one of the free ones online with ACT.org. And then the last but not least is the science section. This is kind of controversial because in my state in Florida, a lot of the Florida schools are completely ignoring the science score. So I encourage my Florida students actually not to bother with this unless they're going to an out-of-state school that is actually looking at it. But it can be helpful in Florida for bright futures. But in general, the main hack with the science test is that it is a speed reading comprehension test. My degree is in science education. I love science, but I actually don't find my degree to be actually helpful on that test. What is really helpful is skipping the reading part on each passage, going directly to the questions, and then searching through the material quickly. And then the other big timing thing on that test is if there is one really hard problem on each passage on the science, it's just to strategically skip that hard problem and make sure you hit all the easy ones to best improve your score. So, what do you think? Tell me in the comments if you plan to take the ACT again, or you feel like you're just in a rut and need to know what to do. I'm here to support you on this journey. And if you like this type of content, let me know and make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing you soon.